number 20, will be one of the starting guards for the Boilermakers. The other starting guard, or starting forward already introduced, is Steve Walker, the 6'5 junior from Lebanon. Number 22, Carroll Nix, the 6'2 junior from Chicago, one of the guards, scored 27 the other night in the opening game. Here's Jerry Sichting, the 6'1 senior from Martinsville, one of the starting guards for Purdue. And the center for Indiana State, the All-American, Larry Bird, the 6'9 senior from French Lick, averaging 30 points last year, and he is the leading scorer returning in college basketball this year. And the center, of course, for the Boilermakers, the 7'1 junior from Denver, Joe Barry Carroll, got 27 in the opening game on Saturday night against Southwestern Louisiana, averaging 15.6 last year. And Bob, there is enthusiasm for both these squads here tonight. 2 minutes and 15 seconds deep into the game. Purdue with a basket by Joe Barry Carroll and a 2-0 lead. Brian Walker goes to Carroll, working against Bird, and Bird is guilty of the foul. Bird.
Good offensive move down low by Joe Barry. He'll fake one way, go the other. You see Larry Bird was not quite in front of him. A good job of trying to play defense on a much taller player, and Bird and Carroll are really going at it.
First foul called against the Sycamores. Inbounds to Carroll. His second basket, and Purdue leads 4-0. We played 2.5 minutes, and Indiana State is not yet on the board. They were burning the nets last year at this time as they raced to a 91-63 victory over Purdue. Purdue has defeated Indiana State 23 times, lost only twice. Ed Miley lays it off. This is Bird underneath. Couldn't get it to stay, but follows through. Bird's first basket, and Indiana State gets on the board. Indiana State still on the man-to-man. Mike Scarce with the ball, goes to Carroll, couldn't get it. Offensive foul on Joe Barry, his first, 5th on the team. 5 turnovers for Purdue. Trying to make the move on the big man, Larry Bird.
That's a tough play to make. It's the same hook shot that the then Lou Alcindor shot when he was in college, and the man plays in tight as Bird did that time. Sometimes that elbow will shove out, and they'll call the foul.
Bob Heaton, number 30, a 6'5 junior from Corey, Indiana, is now in the lineup for Indiana State. This is Brad Miley, the junior from Rushville. He was on that team that went to the state finals. This is Larry Bird, double team, shoots anyway, couldn't get it to stay. It did stay in. Bird with 4. That cuts the Purdue lead down 8-6. Purdue led early 4-0, 4-2, 6-2, 8-4. Now it's 8-6. 12.5 minutes to play in the half. Bob Heaton with the ball. Purdue in a 2-1-2. Here is Bird's shot. Loose ball. Sichting comes out with it. Down to Hallman. Waits for the other team members. Walker with the ball. Scarce. Didn't get the roll. Cleared by Carroll Nix at 6'2". Bob Heaton to Bird. Larry pumps it in. He's got a half a dozen. Boilermakers 3 out of 4 at the line, and now lead 18-8 with 8:20 to play. On the inbounds play, there's a foul. And it'll be on Larry Bird, I believe. Or is it the other way? Drake Morris gets the call, rather. His second. He fouled, I guess, Larry Bird, and so Bird will go to the line. Drake Morris' second foul, and that'll be 7 called against the Boilermakers. And Larry Bird will be at the free throw line for the first time. Indiana State has been at the line twice tonight, unable to convert on either one. Bird up there for the first time. He has 6 of the 8 points that Indiana State has on the board. The free throw is good. His 7th point of the evening. Boilermakers had ripped off 4 without a return. It's now 18-9. The bonus for Larry is good. He's got 8. And it is 18-10 Purdue. 8:21 remaining. Brad Miley with the ball. Young man from Rushville. Guarded by Carroll. Nix. Basket counts. Carroll Nix gets the basket. There's also a foul called on the play. Nix gets his first field goal. 18-12 is the score. There's also a foul on Joe Barry Carroll, pushing away his second. That's 8 on the team, and Carroll will go to the bench as Bill Hodges was up to say something to his Sycamore squad. Beamendorfer has replaced Carroll At center, Biemendorfer, the 6'10 senior for Plymouth, number 32. And Larry Bird up there for his third free throw of the night. Converted 2 just a few seconds ago. Has 8 points, now 9. That's 5 without a return now for the Sycamores. That's 10 points for Bird. This is Steve Reed. Reed against Sichting. 2 Indiana kids. One from the southern half of the state, one from the north. And it is Bird. And I think Sichting may have come down on him. Jerry Sichting is guilty of his second foul as he was battling for the ball. Came on the top, I believe, of Bird.
A lot of people on the backboard. You saw Hallman and Gilbert go up for it. There's Jerry Sichting over the top of Larry Bird. And Purdue needs to block out on the backboards there, as Indiana State is doing a good job getting inside and getting position on their own offensive boards.
Bird at the line for the 5th time tonight. He's 4 out of 4. He has 10 of the 20 points that Indiana State has. The game is tied at 20. Now Indiana State leads by 1 on the 11th point of the evening for Larry Bird. 5 in a row at the line, and now 6 for Bird. He's got a dozen points and a 2-point lead for Indiana State. Arnett Holman picked up by Miley. Mike Scarce, 2 in a row for Mike. And the Boilermakers lead at 24-22 as Scarce gets his second consecutive field goal. Beaten down to Bird, and Biemendorfer is on top of him. Number 1 on Neal. And that's 11 fouls against Purdue, 9 against Indiana State.
That's what makes Larry Bird such a great player. You know he's going to shoot it. Neal got caught in the air. Bird tried to get the shot off, and it's just very difficult to guard a guy like Larry Bird, who you know has that great touch. He can go to the basket. That time, Neal had nothing more to do. He knocked him down, or Larry Bird hit the shots from the outside.
So it'll be a 1-and bonus for Larry Bird, with the Boilermakers ahead 24-22 with less than 3 minutes to play in the first half of tonight's game at Mackey Arena. 13 points for Larry Bird. He's hit 7 in a row now at the line. 14 points for Larry, and the game is tied. Edmondson, a 1-and bonus. Couldn't get it. Deflected into Bird. He couldn't hold it. Now we've got a foul. And it'll be on Edmondson. Number 1 on him, and that's 12 on Purdue. We have a little less than 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Game is tied at 24. Don't forget, 8:30 Eastern Time Saturday night will be in Lincoln, Nebraska for the game between Purdue and the University of Nebraska.
A lot of young basketball players for the Boilermakers getting some good experience here in the first half of play against Indiana State. A team is playing tremendous defense.
8 in a row for Larry Bird. That's his 15th point. Indiana State leads by 2. 26-24. 1:55 remaining. Bird now has 16 points.
The Boilermakers have found an answer to Indiana State's defense momentarily as they jumped out to a lead here at the beginning of the second half. Indiana has gotten their offense going now, playing around the outside as the Boilermakers went to a box and 1 to try to stop Larry Bird, to take him out of the flow of things. And both teams playing pretty good basketball now. It's very rugged out on the floor, and we're going to have a lot of tired young men after this basketball game's over. 38-34 as we continue with the second half of play.
Boilermakers have done a job on Larry Bird. Steve Walker came out of the second half and chased him, and then Arnett Holman picked him up. But Walker had to go to the bench with 3, and they prevented Bird from getting any points at all here in the second half after he got 16 in the first half, 10 of those at the free throw line. Indiana State's ball. The Boilermakers lead by 4. Purdue in the zone. Bird with the shot. Just as I talk about him, he scores. He's got 18, and that cuts the lead to 2. We're 6 minutes deep into the second half. 12:40 to play. Farm Bureau Insurance, your host from Mackey Arena tonight. The 500 Farm Bureau Insurance agents in the state of Indiana, delighted to be bringing you Purdue basketball for the 8th consecutive year. To Steve Walker, going to Carroll, puts it up. Yes, Carroll has 16. He got 27 in the Southwestern Louisiana victory on Saturday night when Purdue won 81-72. He's above his average of last year, 15-6. Bird stopped by Holman. Bird gets it back from Reed, under to Heaton, puts it up, couldn't get it. Bird got it, put it up, scores. Bird has 20. And the lead dwindles to 4. We're 8 minutes into the second half. Purdue up 44-40. Sichting knocked away by Bird. It belongs to Purdue. Bird, good hustle after the ball.
He plays all over the court, Joe. And down at the other end last time, Indiana State on the board real strong as Larry Bird got the basket, and that's how they stay in most of their ball games.
He could have played pro basketball. He was drafted in the first round by the Boston Celtics, elected to stay at Indiana State and finish his career.